Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. Figured on today's video, I would do a little bit of a switch up from the last video because I felt like the last video was quite optimistic, and which is great, obviously, but the reality of being a disabled person isn't always optimism. We have a lot of struggles. Well, I say we, but I'm speaking more on behalf of myself. So yeah, I figured I would do 5 things that I struggle with being a disabled person. Number 1 is carrying things. Carrying things for me is really tricky. It's a really hard thing for me to do because of crutches. I'll use 2 crutches, if not I'll use 1 crutch around the house. But say for example carrying something heavy or carrying multiple things at once is really difficult for me. Also, I would like to say shopping baskets, like going to the shops, things like that. It's quite tricky because trying to push a trolley with one hand, don't know if you've ever tried it, it's quite hard. It takes a lot of strain on your arms and on your wrists. Also, like holding hands, say with my partner or with my kids, I can't really hold hands and walk a long distance. Like I could say if we were just crossing the road or in the house or whatever, but like if I'm walking with someone, I can't carry a coffee or hold hands or do any of those kind of things. So I'm quite limited when it comes to using these on a day-to-day basis when I'm out and about. Number 2, I would say, is crutches. Crutches for me are the bane of my life, but I also need them. Kind of like a toxic relationship that you can't get out of. That's how I feel. Obviously I've tried to use my limb a few times. Never really pursued it 100%, which I feel like I am going to do. Like I said on the previous video, probably going to do like some vlogging when it comes to that, which will probably begin next year. But yeah, so my crutches basically, one second, I'll grab my crutch. So like here is a crutch, as you know, and this part of the crutch always breaks, always like wears down. So I have to constantly like get new, they're called ferrules, crutch bottoms, whatever you want to call them. I'm constantly having to repair them and replace them because they break all the time. And the actual crutches, they're just not very durable. These are just NHS crutches, but yeah, like if you look, there's meant to be a screw in there and it fell out. So basically I could be walking and it could just fall out. Yeah, I think the people up at the crutch place get a bit annoyed at me because I'm forever losing the crutches, I'm forever breaking the crutches. Losing them is more like when I've had a few bevies, and there was a time when I was at a festival and I got drunk with my friend, and yeah, we were partying in this music tent and I lost the other crutch. So he had to piggyback me all the way back to the tent. But yeah, that happens quite regularly. My friends and family are constantly like, you've lost your crutch again, what the hell? Number 3, I would say, is getting in and out of the car and seats, just generally, is quite difficult for me. Yeah, so it's like when I stand up, for example, I have to put my crutches like on, essentially, like put my arms in the crutches, and people are already like 20 feet ahead of me and I'm like, oh, wait for me, and I have to like try and catch up, but they're not thinking, oh, let me wait a sec because he's got to put his crutches on his arms. Or even getting out of the car, things like that. Like usually I'll have to walk around to the boot and get my other crutch and then proceed with the fucking wherever I'm going with the walk. That's it really for getting it. And also like my back and things like that, but I think that's just maybe age as well. Number 4, I would say, is slippery surfaces. So like being on crutches, I'm constantly on edge, especially in England. As we all know, in England it rains 99% of the year. So when I'm going into a shop, for example, I'll walk into, say, Aldi is a good example. I'm not calling out Aldi, but this is a good example. I'll go literally as the door opens, it's just a wet surface where people haven't wiped their feet. There's a mat there that people aren't wiping their feet, so please wipe your feet. If you see this video and you walk into Aldi next time and you think, oh, I'm gonna wipe my feet, thank you, please do that, because then it might save me. Like I've slipped over before and broke my shoulder in the supermarket from things being on the floor. So yeah, it can be a bit slippery out there. Also, number 5, the final one for me, would be just the day-to-day struggle. Like getting up in the morning takes me a little while to defrost because my back might be a bit stiff if I've done loads of walking the day before. My arms might ache. That is always a bit tricky. And getting dressed, also, like I have to sit down to get dressed. So like I can never like just quickly get my dress. I have to sit down, put my trousers on. I'm pretty sure other disabled people viewing this would agree that like sometimes that can be a bit of a process. I would just say the day-to-day routine can be a bit of a struggle. I might do a day in the life vlog, just to give you guys the actual examples, the actual reel of it, and so you can see it with your own eyes. Yeah, so if you'd like to see that, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll get on that ASAP. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was just a short one, but I'm going to continue to release content on a weekly basis. Don't know if it's going to be every Monday, but once a week there'll be a video up on this channel. So hit subscribe, and the notification button is important because then you'll be notified when I upload. But I'm hoping to get a bit more of a routine once I get the ball rolling with this. So hope you enjoy. Peace out.